You know, she was like third or fourth in the betting odds to be MVP of the WNBA. That's such a slap in the face to every WNBA player.
Has all the leverage in this situation, and I'm not saying she flexed it, but she was comfortable enough in her position to make the decision.
Geno Auriemma just lost millions because Caitlin Clark said no. That's right. The coach who once called Clark's fans disrespectful is now singing a different tune. But why? What's really going on here? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Here's the deal. Auriemma's got skin in the game with a new basketball league, and he wanted Clark bad. But she turned down over $1 million to play. Now, Auriemma's scrambling, and his words are giving everyone whiplash. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and we've got a front row seat. Remember when Geno Auriemma, the legendary UConn coach, basically said Caitlin Clark would flop in the WNBA? Yeah, that really happened. Back in June, Auriemma went on the Dan Patrick Show and didn't hold back. He straight up called Clark's fan base delusional. Can you believe it?
The delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players.
Auriemma didn't stop there. He went on to say Clark wasn't ready for the WNBA. He said, and I'm quoting here, "The physicality of the WNBA is going to be a huge adjustment for her." He thought Clark couldn't handle the big leagues.
Kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie.
According to Gino, Clark's college success wouldn't translate to the pros. Why was Gino so sure Clark would struggle? He kept harping on about the physical nature of the WNBA. He thought Clark's slender frame wouldn't hold up against the stronger, more experienced players. Auriemma even suggested Clark might get knocked around and struggle to get her shots off. But here's where it gets good. How wrong could one legendary coach be? Turns out, very wrong. Clark didn't just survive in the WNBA, she thrived. In her rookie season, she averaged 21.5 points per game. That's not just good, that's all-star level good. She also dished out 7.3 assists and grabbed 3.9 rebounds per game. Clark didn't just adapt to the WNBA, she dominated it. And get this, Clark didn't just put up empty stats. She led her team, the Indiana Fever, to a massive improvement. They went from being one of the worst teams in the league to fighting for a playoff spot.
Starts to feel like that as well. So they're dangerous not because of what Caitlin does, but what somebody like her.
Clark's impact was immediate and undeniable. But you know what's even crazier? Gino's criticism of Clark didn't stop with that interview. Oh no, he had more to say. And trust me, it gets even wilder from here. Forget what you thought you knew about rookie seasons in the WNBA. Clark didn't just adapt to the league, she rewrote the rulebook. And when I say rewrite, I mean she took that rulebook, set it on fire, and danced around the ashes. How's that for handling the pressure, Gino? You know what's absolutely insane? Clark broke 62 records in her first season. That's not a typo. 62. It's like she walked into the WNBA and said, "Thanks for the records, I think I'll take them all." But it wasn't all smooth sailing from the start. Early on, Clark did struggle a bit with the physicality of the league. It was like watching a gazelle trying to navigate through a herd of buffaloes. But here's the thing. Clark isn't just talented, she's smart. She adapted faster than you can say triple-double.
They've been winners all their life, right? They've been playing in hostile, rowdy environments all their life. They just young with old souls. And
once Clark found her footing, it was game over for everyone else. Remember that 35-point explosion against the Dallas Wings? That wasn't just a good game, that was Clark announcing to the world, "I'm here and I'm not going anywhere." She was dropping threes like they were going out of style, breaking the rookie record for most three-pointers in a season.
There isn't anything they think they can't do. You can tell, Caitlin thinks there's not a shot that she can't make. There's not a play that she can't make.
And it wasn't just about scoring. Clark was dishing out assists like a point guard possessed. She broke the WNBA single-season assist record, previously held by Alyssa Thomas. It's like Clark looked at that record and said, "Nice, but I can do better." Even the legends of the game couldn't help but be impressed. Lisa Leslie, a 3-time WNBA MVP, was practically gushing over Clark. After Clark broke the rookie three-point record, Leslie tweeted, "I'm so proud of you, and you are just getting started. Let it rain." When a GOAT like Leslie is cheering you on, you know you're doing something right. As the season went on, people started whispering about MVP. Could a rookie really win it? Clark climbed that ladder like she was racing to the top, finishing 4th in MVP voting.
You know, she was like 3rd or 4th in the betting odds to be MVP of the WNBA. That's such a slap in the face to every WNBA player.
4th, as a rookie. That's not just good, that's redefining what's possible good. But here's the kicker. This story isn't over. Not by a long shot. Clark's rookie rampage was just the beginning, and what comes next? Well, let's just say things are about to get even more interesting. Clark's rookie season was mind-blowing, but the drama off the court? That's where things get wild. Remember how Geno Auriemma used to trash-talk Clark? Well, you won't believe what he's saying now. The guy who once called her fans delusional is now praising Clark as the best player of all time. I'm not kidding. Gino did a complete 180. He's out here saying, "I love her. I think she's the best player. Forget I ever said Paige, the best player in the country." That's a direct quote, folks.
So I love her. I think she's the best player. Forget I ever said Paige is the best player in the country. I think she's the best player of all time. Incredible phenomenon that very rarely happens, and it certainly changed the landscape, no question.
It's like he woke up one day and decided Clark was suddenly the greatest thing since sliced bread. But why? What made Gino change his tune so fast? Here's where it gets juicy. Turns out, Gino's got his fingers in a new pie, a 3-on-3 basketball league called Unrivaled. This isn't just any league. We're talking 6-figure salaries and equity stakes for players. It's supposed to be this big alternative to playing overseas. And guess who they wanted as their star player? Yep, Caitlin Clark. Now, imagine you're running this new league. You've got WNBA stars like Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart on board. But to really make a splash, you need the hottest name in women's basketball. That's Clark. Without her, the whole thing might fizzle out before it even starts. So, Unrivaled goes all out. They offer Clark over $1 million for just an 8-week season. That's crazy money. Everyone's waiting to see what Clark will do. Will she take the cash? Will she be the face of this new league? But Clark? She says no. She turns down all that money to rest and recover after her intense rookie season.
Has all the leverage in this situation, and I'm not saying she flexed it, but she was comfortable enough in her position to make the decision.
Can you believe it? $1 million. And she's like, "Nah, I'm good." That's some serious self-confidence right there. You can bet Gino wasn't happy. He's got money riding on this league, and Clark just pulled the rug out from under him. Other stars like Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull signed up, but without Clark, it's just not the same. The fallout from Clark's decision? Oh, it was huge. Let me tell you, remember how fans can be ruthless on social media? Well, when Gino pulled his 180 on Caitlin Clark, they went absolutely wild. We're talking memes, roasts, and some of the most savage comebacks you've ever seen. But here's the crazy part. It wasn't just about making fun of Gino. This whole mess actually threatened to tank an entire league before it even got off the ground. Fans didn't hold back. They dug up Gino's old quotes and plastered them next to Clark's incredible stats. One tweet that blew up showed Clark sinking a deep 3 with the caption, "How's that physicality looking now, Gino?" Ouch. It's like the internet collectively decided to remind Gino of every wrong thing he ever said about Clark. But it wasn't just random fans getting in on the action. Even sports commentators couldn't resist taking shots at Gino. One of them tweeted, "Caitlin Clark is lighting up the WNBA. Gino must be fuming right now." It's like everyone was enjoying watching Gino eat his words. Here's where things get really intense. Remember that new league, Unrivaled, that Gino's involved with? Well, Clark saying no to their $1 million offer didn't just disappoint Gino, it sent the whole league into a tailspin. Analysts started questioning if Unrivaled could even survive without a star like Clark.
Rival League is picking up players and they're getting ready to make a big splash in January with this league.
One of them said, "Losing Caitlin Clark is a massive blow. She's not just a player, she's a brand." You should have seen Gino's face when Clark officially turned down Unrivaled. He looked like someone had just told him his dog ran away. It wasn't subtle at all. You could tell he knew how much was riding on getting Clark to join.
He has decided not to do Unrivaled, even though Aaliyah Boston's doing it, Lexi Hull is doing it, Kate Martin is doing it.
Now everyone's wondering what this means for Gino's future. His credibility took a massive hit. People are looking at all his past comments with new eyes, especially that bit about Clark being set up for failure. It's like every time Clark breaks a new record, Gino's reputation takes another blow. As for Clark, she's out here making power moves. Turning down that $1 million offer showed everyone she's not just about the money. She's playing the long game, focusing on rest and preparation instead of quick cash. Fans are loving it, and it's making people rethink how players should manage their careers. So what can we learn from all this? Well, it turns out actions really do speak louder than words, even when those words come from a legendary coach.
The one thing they have in common is their competitiveness, the way they transcend their team even.
So what's next for Caitlin Clark? Let me tell you, this girl is just getting started. She's not resting on her laurels after that insane rookie season. Nope. Clark's hitting the gym hard, focusing on strength training to get even better. Can you imagine? She's already breaking records left and right, and now she's about to level up again. The experts are going crazy over Clark's potential. They're saying she's not just good, she's a once-in-a-generation player who could change the whole game. But here's the thing, Clark's not letting it get to her head. She's taking time to recharge and work on herself. That's the kind of smart thinking that turns good players into legends. You know what's really cool about this whole story? It shows us that we should never underestimate young talent in women's basketball. Clark proved that rookies can come in and dominate from day one. She shut down all the doubters, even the legendary coaches. It's like she's saying, "Watch me work," with every game she plays.